Hello, and welcome to the Superintendent's Corner. I'm LJ Norvell for BSTN, and joining me is Superintendent Tim Saxton. Thank you for being here, Mr. Saxton.
As I always say, it's a pleasure to be at BSTN. What a great program.
Let's begin by talking about a change to the academic calendar. Can you explain how it affects our waiver days in the spring?
Yes, this is all about the solar eclipse. So hopefully everyone's aware we're going to have a very special event in Ohio on April 8th of 2024. And we've been planning this out since last spring, and we thought we had a pretty good plan. We said, let's have a school day. It's the Monday after spring break. Let's come back and we can plan some field trips, get kids into the path of totality, and make it a very unique and educational event. But the more we got into it, we weren't thinking about possible busing issues that we've encountered. Also, the recommendation from the education experts is to let families do that, and the timing is off. So then we had a problem. A lot of families want to go see the path of totality. A lot of educators do. So we had to come up with a solution. So we met with the committee and we looked at March 22nd is a waiver day right before spring break. And April 8th is the day that we're talking about. So we're going to flip those days. So it doesn't change really anything the number of school days wise. The only difference is for students, you'll be here on March 22nd, but you'll be off on April 8th. So families that want to go see the eclipse and be in the path of totality can. It does extend spring break, so if a family goes on spring break, wants to extend their spring break, they can. So it gives a lot of options to our families and our kids. For our staff, it doesn't change anything because they were coming to work on the 22nd, and they're also coming to work on the 8th. But if a staff member wants to go and see the eclipse, they can take a personal day and do it. So very few things in this world are win-wins, but I think this does it.
Sounds good to me. As we head into the winter season and possible weather delays or snow days, what do you want parents to know?
Well, first of all, the very first thing I want them to know is when they drive down Glenwood and they look at the high school right now, there is miles and miles of orange snow fence. We're not getting ready for winter. So don't think we're preparing for winter already. That's getting us ready for the regional cross-country meet, which is Saturday, and we have some Boardman runners in it. That has nothing to do with snow days or the winter season. That's a different event. But it's never too early to start talking about just being prepared mentally. I know we're sitting in a room and outside it's probably about 70 degrees, so school cancellation is pretty far from our mind. But just for parents, just be thinking about, as we enter Thanksgiving in the holidays, we're in northeastern Ohio. You never know when a winter event can occur. We do our best to make that decision as soon as we feel comfortable to know whether or not it's safe to open school or not. Our job is to have school. The things that would trump that idea would be if it's just not safe to put buses and kids outside. Once we know that is going to be a situation, we make that call. We try to make it as early as possible for our parents, but we try to balance safety and whether or not we can stay open.
This week, some Boardman students went on a special hands-on field trip to the science lab near Put-in Bay. What makes this so special?
Well, first of all, I don't know if you've ever been to Put-in Bay. That whole area is special. It's kind of unique. You do not feel like you're in Ohio. Just the islands out there, that North Coast atmosphere, Sandusky, Kelly's Island, the whole area is pretty unique to our state. But for our students, to be able to experience the science aspect of it, and which makes it very special, is we had two classes go. We had a high school class go and we had a Glenwood class go. And it sounds like that was coordinated, but actually both of those teachers had applied for grants to do that. Not knowing that each other had applied, and we were very blessed in Boardman to get both those grants approved. So we had a high school class go and then we had a Glenwood class go. And just a great experience. If you have a chance to see any of the photos, just the kids interacting with the ecosystem up there, pretty impressive.
Sounds good for our students here in Boardman.
Absolutely.
This week at the school board meeting, Robinwood Elementary was recognized for the National Blue Ribbon Award. Can you tell us about that?
Well, first of all, that is just an outstanding achievement. Just to understand the scope of that award, because you hear Blue Ribbon, what does that mean? First of all, that's a national award. So all school buildings, private, parochial, public, charter, across our nation are eligible for that. So thousands upon thousands upon thousands of buildings. Only 300 some were recognized this year. So out of the thousands of buildings across our nation, Robinwood Elementary was one of the 300. And there was only, I believe, 16 in the state of Ohio. Again, there's over 1,000 school buildings in the state of Ohio. So it's pretty rare, pretty unique. And what we've been saying all along is it doesn't happen by accident. You don't just all of a sudden wake up one morning and say, boy, how do we get a blue ribbon? You do it by design. So obviously we have phenomenal teachers over there. We have very supportive families, kids ready to come to learn. Our teachers are teaching up in the classroom, and we have great leadership that has helped those teachers flourish and put a system in place. So it's a real honor for Robinwood, but a real honor for Boardman and the Boardman community, and especially the Robinwood community. And it completes our set. So all three of our elementaries now have a blue ribbon. It's actually our fourth, with West Boulevard having two. I think that's very special for this school district, especially across the state of Ohio.
I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything else you would want to add?
We're always trying to communicate multiple ways. This is one way. We have Remind, we have email, we have Final Forms. Something we're trying to do special is a bi-weekly newsletter that we are going to push out on Remind, so our parents know what's going on across their district in our different buildings. So I know we've been very Remind heavy, especially last year, and there might have been too much information, so maybe some of our parents were disconnected from Remind. We're asking them to give us a second shot. We will push out that first newsletter via Remind for everyone to see. If there's something they want to reconnect with, make sure that they reconnect with their Remind. But it's a chance just for us to communicate what's going across our district. It's new. I think it'll be special, and I think it'll help our parents both within their building understand what's going across the district. So look forward to pushing it out, and I think our parents will be excited to see that new feature.
Looking forward to it. Well, Mr. Saxton, thank you for joining me today. I'm LJ Norvell from BSTN. Have a great day, Spartans.